All right, hey, welcome to HIT. This is Chris Cicchinelli. We're talking everything high-intensity tactics because that's how we roll here. We don't talk about how to do stuff half-assed. We don't talk about how to do stuff part-time. We talk about how to do it with high-intensity tactics because that's exactly what we did as an organization. You know, our organization didn't wait. We flipped. We pivoted. We were ready to rock and roll. That's what we do because we understand everything that we want in life comes to focus. We understand that if we're going to go after something, we are going to go after it full tilt, full go. And that's what I love about what I do, which is work with entrepreneurs, which is working with business leaders. But one of the things I want to talk about today is I know as a business leader, one of the things I find out a lot from them, and I find out even for myself, is that half the time or more than half the time, we're always focusing on other people's needs, other people's wants, other people's desires. And today I want you to tune all of that out. I hope you have a piece of paper. I hope you have a pen. And if you don't, guess what? Listen to this in the car, listen to this on the treadmill, but then go home, start writing this stuff down when you get home. Because what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the most important asset, you. Today is all about you. Today is about what it is that you, my friends, is important. What do you really want? Now, you might have heard my last podcast when I talked about, the whole thing about your 90-day goals. What are you trying to get accomplished? I think these kind of go kind of a little hand in hand. It's really kind of important because if you got kind of caught up or you're like, man, I really don't know what I was trying to go after. What are my 90-day goals? This might give you that time to kind of maybe even take it to another level, take it even bit more granular, or it might help you get more focus on filling out that 90-day activity chart if you didn't do it before. Okay, so here's the thing. What's important to you? I got 6 simple steps that I want you to follow. 6 simple steps that I think will help you really kind of focus in on determining the things that you're trying to get accomplished. Now, the first thing is this. I think that most people either need to, number one, figure out and determine what is important to them. Are you the person that's trying to win the sales contest? Okay, which a lot of people love to get pats on the back. A lot of people love trophies. A lot of people love that kind of atta girl or atta boy or atta whatever. It doesn't matter. People just love the recognition. So if you're going for that, that's okay. That's cool. And that could be something that's important to you. You might be somebody that sits back and says, hey, what's important to me is my retirement. I am going to pinch pennies. I don't give a crap about this YOLO, we only live once type of crap. I'm not into all that. What I'm into is making sure that I take everything I make and I put it away for retirement. I am going to live as pauper as I possibly can. I didn't say proper, I said pauper, just FYI. And what I mean by that is you're going to sit back and think about what it is that is for your retirement. A lot of people today do not know even how much they need to have when they retire. And we have talked about that, but you have to figure out exactly what is important to you, or you might be a little bit like a hybrid. And that hybrid is you might sit back and say, man, I really like those accolades and I like the whole thing about putting money away. That's great. That's an awesome thing. Or you could be like me. I am definitely a bank account person. I am. I'm not looking for accolades. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but pay me. That's how I've always worked. I do not care about title. I don't care about getting any of those I don't care about getting my name in the paper. Because let me tell you something. There is never a time that the Cincinnati Enquirer or Wall Street Journal or whoever's interviewed me has ever paid my ass. I love the accolades. I think it's great, but I like to get paid. And I know that people that are listening to this, they like to get paid. I know people love to see their name on to different things that we do and the, earning certificates, but you have to determine what's important to you. Like I am definitely an act of service, which is an act of service is pay me. If you've ever watched the 5 love languages or read the 5 love languages, you're going to have to figure out what you are. Like I know I'm the act of service. I'm the person that the important things to me is making sure that I put money away. It's in my bank account because I understand that is what motivates me to continue to work. Titles, accolades, recognition is not what is in me. So everybody's going to be different. You got to figure out what it is. So if you're sitting there going, well, Chris, I want to go out there and I want to be able to earn the top of my team. I want to be the top at my level. Okay, great. That's important to you. That's one of the goals that you have to get out there and set for yourself. So whatever that's going to be, is that going to be 25,000? Or if you're selling real estate, you want to be the top real estate person. If you're out there selling, cars, is it, hey, I want to beat everybody that's out there and selling cars, and you'll do whatever you need to do to get it done. You'll make the phone calls. You'll go do the test drives. You'll make sure that people have, the best possible experience that they can ever have because that's what you want to deliver. Or you might be that person that says, hey, I want to put more money in my bank account. So I am going to sell as many things and to people as I possibly can. It's all a determination. Number 2 is to decide what commitments are important to you, right? Like the big thing that you have to understand is what things are important to you, what commitments. Now, I think that those commitments always have to lead back to what you're going after. So what am I committed to? Like, I know that if I'm going to be out there and I'm trying to win the top or earn the top spot or make the most amount of money, the commitment is I've got to be committed to picking up the phone. I got to be committed to making those extra text messages, the emails, sending out little care packages. You have to own the relationship of the customer, right? That is one of the most important things. So you have to decide what you are committed to, what are the things that you're going to commit to. Now, you might say it back and go, gosh, man, I would really like to go out with my friends this weekend, or I like to be able to go on that camping trip, or everybody's going down to the lake because it's summertime out right now. Well, guess what? You have to decide what are you going to be committed to. What are you going to be committed to is going to be huge. And that comes into this whole thing that I see so many business owners having to decide back and forth in, is the whole thing of fear of missing out. And this takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of determination to say, no, I'm not going to go to the lake. It sounds so much fun. I would love to be out on the boat with you guys. I'd love to have a little rosé all day. I'm in. I love it. However, do you want to earn the contest of being the top? Do you want to have the money in your bank account? I know some people are listening going, well, Chris, it can't always be business. Well, yeah, you might think that, but you don't have that choice until you actually have enough money put away in your bank account. You might not have that rainy day money put away. You sit there and you sit back and think, well, gosh, I want to have this life. Well, great. Here's what I'll tell you. Your life becomes better when you have the number one currency, which is choice. And the only way you're going to get choice is making sure that you put yourself in a situation financially. I don't care what you look at. It always comes back down to that one thing. Some people tell me, oh, Chris, I don't do this for the money. I don't need the money. I call bullshit. I know some billionaires that still need money because the most money you make, you spend, the son of a bitch. So don't sit there and tell me something that I don't do this for the money. I don't like the money. That's a very big mask that people put over top of goals where they're trying to get to. I know some people don't like that. And I always say there's an on off button, right? So if you don't like it, I'm going to tell you right now, it's the truth. I could take somebody all the way down, ask them a bunch of different questions. I do this because I want quality time with my kids. Well, how are you going to get the quality time? We got to make money. So again, the other thing too is this, what's important to you. 6 ways to focus on getting what's important is this, time management. Where are you going to spend your time? I spend my time on money producing activities. I do not spend my time on brainstorming. I brainstorm for a little bit of time and then I put it into action. So many people spend so much time in the brainstorming session, or what I call the Disney kind of world, where I like to be in Disney. I think everybody should be kind of in Disneyland and Disney creation. But then you got to get into the critic, which is once you're in that kind of dream state or the building state that I see a lot of business owners do, one of the things that they don't do is they don't get themselves out of that state quick enough. Put it down on paper, dream how big you want it to be, but then get into the critic state, which is, okay, now I got to critique it. And then you have to put it into the implementer state, which is I got to implement this into my business, into my life. That's where the time management is. I know today in today's world, everybody is scrolling through Instagram. Everybody's scrolling through Facebook because there's no sports. You've already watched every freaking thing you could watch on Netflix. You've watched everything that you could watch on any other series. You are running out of shit to do right now. And so therefore, when you run out of shit to do, it becomes idle time. And when idle time sets in, you become lethargic, you become undecisive. And you know what happens is the days go longer and longer and longer and longer, and you're bored out of your flipping mind. Bored. You're bored out of your flipping mind. You got to make sure that you understand your time management is going to be so important right now, because if you do not manage it, it will get away from you. And next thing you know, you're going to go into your analytics on Instagram and you're going to see that you're spending 4 hours a day on Instagram watching some bullshit. Come on, man. You got to make sure that you're doing that. The other thing, number 4, is to get the most out of what it is. To get you, what's important is you got to get rid of the clutter areas of your life. If you have clutter areas of your life, like, you haven't cleaned up your mailbox, your inbox in a long period of time, if you haven't really, got filing systems set up, if you haven't got the things that you need to get done, you need to spend some time clearing the clutter, because clutter, what happens is it's like the shiny object in the room. You'll start focusing in on things that need to be done. You'll get halfway there and boom, then a notification will pop up. And next thing you know, you've now jumped into something else. Clean it up and keep it clean. I love the fact that, I can throw my clothes into my closet and, run out and change really fast, come back in. But I also understand that I'm going to go clean that clutter up at some period of time. I can't keep adding and changing multiple outfits and just throwing everything in my freaking closet. Or by the end of it, you're going to find yourself in a junk drawer, or you're going to find yourself in like a big, huge garbage, area of crap that you have everywhere. No, you need to make sure you're cleaning that clutter up. People, you can't find some. People will be like, I know where that's at. No, clean the clutter areas of your life. That also means cleaning the clutter areas of your friends. Oh, what does that mean? Well, can I tell you something? Some of you just keep friends around and you don't know why. And you're like, why did I hang out with that person? Why did they add any value in my life today? Did I learn something from them? Did they give me something, or was I constantly giving them something? You're going to have to think about all those different things, because what's important to you have to take these steps. The other thing too is you got to spend time with people that matter the most. Now, biggest thing is I always want to be around people that are going to excel me, take me to the top, be able to kind of be around and have advice or stimulate my mind or stimulate my thoughts. That's who I want, because that's important to me. If I want to be the best that I possibly can, I need to make sure that I'm hanging out with people that are better than I am, meaning the people that have been there, people that are going there, people that are soaring at the same speed and the same height that I'm trying to go after. Those are things that you have to do. Who you want to spend the time with the most. The other thing too is I want to spend the time with my family. One thing I've learned is that this is no dress rehearsal, right? This is the full deal, man. I think that this whole pandemic has showed us so much. It's actually made us come back to reality in some regards. I think sometimes we were getting so far removed from reality. We were out every night. We were going in entertaining. We were saying yes to every flipping charitable event, every dinner. And when we didn't go to something, our friends would guilt us into why we didn't show. Now we can stand on our own 2 feet, but we still use social distancing. Oh, we pick and choose now, but we have an out, right? We have this out that now we have. What if you don't have this out anymore? How are you going to stay strong to making sure you're spending time with the people that matter? Because there'll be a time when social distancing lifted. There'll be a time when we can all get back together. Stay strong, because you now know you're starting to get more understanding about the people that you want to be around, the people you want to surround yourself. And the last and final thing is this. Make time to be with your own thoughts, which is this. If you're out there, I always say go work out, go meditate, go spend some time where you can actually, have a clear thought process. So many of us are working so hard each and every day that we go from one meeting to the next meeting, to the next meeting, to the next Zoom, to the next phone call. And 9 times out of 10, we don't get any time to really have us time. Every morning I have me time. Well, me and Chuck, but I have me time. Chuck doesn't say a whole lot. Chuck's my trainer. And, but it's good because I have me time. I run, Chuck sets the pace and I kind of follow. I have my earbuds in. I'm listening to a book. I'm listening to whatever, but it's me. It's my time with my thoughts. And that's the stuff that I think every one of us, because what will happen, what's important to you today will kind of be just like upgrading your problems. I always want you to upgrade your problems, but I also want to have you upgrade what's important to you. Where it is that you want to go with your business, with your personal life. Look, this is HIT. What we talk about is high intensity tactics. We talk about growth. We talk about how to get the most out of each and every day. And how do you find the best version of yourself? How do you become the best entrepreneur? How do you become the best significant other, the best parent, the best student, whatever it might be? That's what we do. So these are 6 ways to find out what is the most important thing to you. Don't forget them. Write them down. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, live life by design, not by default. This is Chris Cicchinelli. I want you to have the most unbelievable day ever.